So let's start with the rookies. Most of them didn't play last night. But overall, the totality of this offseason, which rookies have impressed you the most so far?
Well, I gotta say Siegel has impressed me the most out of all of them. He looks like he should definitely be a starter from day one. I don't see another safety that taking his place. I like the combination of Malik Mustafa and Siegel. And by the way, from my understanding, what was told to me, Mustafa will be back no later than week 5 against the Rams. So week 5, we could have Siegel and Mustafa, Eminem, Malik, and Malik or Marquise, Eminem. That's the candy in the back. I like it, man. I'm excited about Siegel. I have more, but that's the main one.
I like Siegel too. I think it's pretty rough when he's not on the field and they have, or when Malik Mustafa's on the field, they have Jair Brown out there. He just gets picked on. I feel bad for him at this point. Like the first pass of the game went to him. It was Brock Bowers for like 30 yards. Brock Bowers isn't an all-pro player, and Jair Brown isn't. And the coverage wasn't awful, but yeah, it needs to be Siegel and Mustafa. My question is, how do they complement each other? They seem very similar. Guys who run and hit hard, really good tacklers, really fast, violent players. Which one is better in coverage? Which one would you rather have covered a tight end? I felt like Mustafa's a little maybe short for that assignment. Is Mustafa the free safety? Is Siegel the strong safety? That's kind of how I see it, maybe. But they're both really good at it. They're going to make the defense a lot faster.
I mean, with the Niners, it doesn't really matter, I don't think, as much what position necessarily you're playing. They kind of, at least in the past, they've asked you to do both. For whatever reason, I don't know what it is. And maybe it's because Malik's short and stout like a teapot, but the dude, he actually has the best cover rating out of all safety, like maybe rookie safeties last year or all safeties, something crazy. He had a really high coverage coverage rating last year. For some reason, he gets this reputation that he can't cover, but Malik can absolutely cover. And I think with Siegel's speed, both of them are burners, man. So I think whatever they need to improve on in coverage, they can with that speed and with their talent. So I know they're very similar, but I think that's a good thing. And I think both are a little underrated as coverage safeties.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Deshaun Goldson, Dante Whitner pairing from like 15 years ago. Cause like neither one was really a guy you'd want man to man on a tight end or really on anyone, but just playing half a field, they were devastating. They would knock you out if you came in their area. And I feel like that's what Siegel and Mustafa are going to be like. And as far as who covers the tight end, I mean, Robert Saleh could probably get pretty creative with that. They have a lot of options, and maybe one of those guys could do it. I just haven't seen really what Siegel can do in man-to-man coverage yet. I'm not saying he can't, but curious to see if he gives you that, like, because that's what Jimmy Ward could do on top of all of his great tackling as well.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Upton Stout at nickel. Something we haven't seen yet.
It's too bad we haven't gotten to see him in the preseason yet. That's rough.
Yeah, because everybody's just talking. He was looking like the best player in practice, and out of all the rookies, and we haven't seen it. At least I haven't seen. I know you've seen it, but we haven't seen it. And I think that combination with him at nickel, and
we've seen glimpses though, because they don't really tackle in practice, and it was really nice. It was going to be nice to see it in live action, and so far it's been Siegel's the one who's been able to display it, and I think Stout should too. What's cool about Stout is he plays like a linebacker. He hits like a linebacker, and as a nickelback, you kind of are a linebacker. And with Robert Saleh picking these plays, I always trust his evaluations on that second level of the defense. I think he's kind of a genius there.
Yeah, you know what else is cool is I was thinking about is Diamador Lenore is the vet on this DB room. So what I'm saying is they're all young. Like Diamador is young. Renardo Green is young. Stout, Siegel, Malik Mustafa. Like this could be a solid DB unit for years to come, and they're only going to get better as time goes on.
I think it's interesting that we're talking about rookies. Like Mykel Williams and Alfred Collins. Mykel Williams hasn't had a chance. He's been hurt, hasn't played in the preseason. Alfred Collins hasn't been the most impressive of the he's got a ways to go. I mean, really, I'm a little concerned about Alfred Collins. And a minute ago, I said Saleh's a genius at the second level of the defense. I don't know about the first level, though. He drafted Javon Kinlaw. He drafted Solomon Thomas. And now they got Alfred Collins, who's a lot like Javon Kinlaw, maybe not as good. So I do have some questions there.
It's weird to me how similar he is to Kinlaw, and then the main problem that he has, With Kinlaw, I thought it was maybe his knees was preventing him from getting his pad level low. I don't know what it is for Alfred Collins, but it seems like such a simple fix, right? Like to just
Mhm.
teach yourself to get your pads down low. Like the leverage is what wins the game. I mean, he's a monster. He's a big ass dude. If he could just get his pads low, I think he would be a much better player. And it's hard for me to understand why nobody. I mean, I'm sure everybody, every coach at every level has told Alfred Collins to get his pad level down. So I'm not sure what's stopping him. I don't know if it's flexibility, what it is, but he needs to fix that because that's the one thing we were screaming about Kinlaw for 4 years. You know, obviously, I think with Kinlaw, it might have been a knee thing. I don't know. But I mean, Collins is going to have to fix that, or I don't think he's going to play much this year.
I just wonder how much technique he needed to use in college. At 6'6", 330, you probably could just bully people, ragdog people, but you can't do that in the NFL. So that's
Mhm.
one. And then two, with Mike Hill, like he has physically nothing in common with Solomon Thomas, but they are kind of similar in the sense that you took these guys really high in the draft, and it's unclear what their position is. Well, he's kind of a DN, but we're going to kick him inside on pass rushing downs and play him a D tackle. Is like, okay, so is he a tweener? Is he a pass rusher? What is he? And you get a guy like that in round 2, you love it. But you get a guy like that with a top 10, 11 pick, it's a little scary because is he really good at anything other than run defense? Don't know. And we're starting to see other guys that Niners could have drafted kind of pop on the O line, on D line, other places. So those two are a little concerning. But getting back to round 3, like Nick Martin, the first game was not good. This game, it's like, oh, that's exactly what Robert Saleh was looking for. I see the vision. I think he's going to be good.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. I said with Nick Martin, to me, it reminds me of D Winners last year, or Huff his first year. He's always in the right place, just a little bit off on his angles. To me, what I see from Nick Martin is a super talented guy who just, he improved in 1 week. He improved, so he needs time. I don't know how much time. Maybe by the end of the year he'll be ready to go. Maybe he needs the whole year, but I can see the talent and the potential. And he's one of the guys that has impressed me. Again, I don't know if he's a week 1 starter, but you could see the potential with Nick Martin, and that's exciting. Also, I just think he needs time to develop and for the game to slow down a little bit for him, so he's not thinking so much.
But didn't it seem to slow down a lot, like in a week? That's
Yeah.
what was so encouraging. Like he was doing way too much and going way too fast in the first game. And then
Mhm.
by the second game, it's like, well, you're making plays at the sideline, smacking people, running to the sideline. You made a great play in coverage where you were stride for stride and man-to-man coverage. The guy caught the ball, tried to bring it down. You swatted it away. That was nice. You had a sack. You had a tackle for loss. Like, okay, you made like plays in all kind of different ways. I mean, no offense to D Winters, but I've never seen him do all that stuff in one outing. That's the kind of stuff you used to see. I'm not gonna start throwing names around, but that was nice. I really like Nick Martin. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, man, I'm really actually, the Niners. I'm critical of them and analyze them differently per position, really, because the linebacker position with the 49ers is one that I've always just. I mean, I don't know if we're spoiled or what it is. It's kind of like left tackle, right? Like they always have a great group of linebackers, and with D Winters and Martin combined with Fred Warner. And I think playing with Fred Warner is going to really help them. He's like a coach on the field for those guys. Plus, Robert Saleh is a linebacker coach at heart. I think this Winters, Martin, Bethune made a big hit as well. I really less worried. That's one thing I took away from this game is a lot less worried about the linebacker position for the 49ers. I think they got some young talent there.
And another thing is like when they drafted these D linemen, it was kind of controversial. Like, man, you took 3D linemen to stop the run, and their first round pick is a edge setter. Well, the linebacker's a pass rusher. The nickelback's a pass rusher. I mean, Siegel could be a blitzing pass rusher. Like, I think Kyle Salah's vision for the pass rush is it's not just a 4-man pass rush anymore. It's not just the D lineman. Like he might rush 4, but he might drop 2 D linemen and take and rush Martin and Stout. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that Mike McDonald's doing in Seattle. Like he's not necessarily bringing 5 and 6, but you don't know which 4 are going to rush, and it could be 8 guys, it could be 9 guys that you have to account for as threats at the line of scrimmage. And I think that's what Salah's trying to establish. Other guys, Jordan Watkins hasn't been able to play much, but you saw what he's been doing in camp. He may not be a complete receiver yet. He has to work in his route running and all that stuff, that the timing and stuff. But he's explosive. He's pretty be a nice complementary option when he's healthy as a rookie.
Yeah, he was one of the guys I said that I was impressed by. Not like overwhelmingly impressed like a couple of these other guys that I still have, but Jordan Watkins, was impressive enough to make a big play with Mac Jones in the first preseason game. Unfortunately, he's unhealthy. I thought Isaiah Hodgins actually played better in this game, and that was good to see that he's actually an option. Russell Gage played okay. I walked away with yesterday feeling a little bit better about the wide receivers than I did in previous games. Ricky Pearsall looked good. So Jordan Watkins is another rookie I think was slightly impressive for me. I definitely want to see more, but overall I thought the wide receivers made me more comfortable yesterday than they did in the week prior.
Yeah, except for Junior Bergen. No offense, but I don't see it with Junior Bergen. He doesn't seem to have a lot of juice as a kick returner, as a punt returner. He made that one guy miss that one time, but he's kind of small as a receiver. He kind of reminds me of like Trent Taylor, but not as good.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought that was going to be the case moving forward. I watched his college tape. No offense to Junior Man, but I watched his college tape, and it was
How?
good.
Oh,
What he looked like was he was playing against.
yeah.
He played. What did he play? Montana,
Yeah.
Wyoming.
Yeah. Montana.
He looked like he was playing against guys that had no business.
Yeah.
Barely making college, right? He was playing against really inferior opponents. And then I did not think, based on what I saw on his college tape, that they would transfer to the NFL. And it does not seem like that's happening.
Last, Jordan James, I haven't seen him yet. That's too bad. I really was looking forward to seeing him in the preseason. We'll get it. I mean, I'm not writing him off. He has a broken finger. He'll play eventually. He might be really good. But wow, Corey kind of really um, took advantage of the opportunity and showed everything that I think people hope to see from Jordan James until he suffered a high ankle sprain, which is rough. That could be 6 weeks, but still, I feel like that's a guy on a rookie deal. That's a guy that who's going to be here for a few years and make an impact.
Yeah, Corey Connor, after last week, I thought he was the best running back on the field. And this week, before he got injured, I felt that way even more so. I mean, he's night and day better than Patrick Taylor. And
Poor
he's just
Patrick Taylor, man.
undrafted free agent, dude. Like
Did you see Patrick Taylor's stat line this game?
was it similar to last 1.7
It was
last week?
worse. It was like 4 carries for -6 yards.
He just, I don't want to beat up on Patrick Taylor, man, but it's just he runs hard. I'll give it that. And
Yep.
to be fair, not a lot of was happening for him. I think there were more opportunities for the other running backs. There was nothing. The blocking game was one of the things that pissed me off about watching the game is just how poor the running game was in the beginning of that game. It's
Yeah.
concerning. Without Trent Williams, there's not much going on there as far as running game. So yeah, I hope Corey Connor's not too injured and he can come back because I think he's so far. I haven't seen Jordan James, but he seems like the best running back that I've been able to see so far.
I just want to shout out one more rookie before we move on. Jacob Robinson, the cornerback from BYU.
Yeah.
I took an interest because just looking like doing the research when they signed him, I'm like, man, this guy 5'10", 4'4", a bunch of production in college and was a captain. Like, what am I missing here? What? Because he was 180 pounds. He's not going to work out at cornerback. Okay, maybe. And in camp, he made a bunch of plays on the ball. People didn't really beat him very much. He was productive. And in preseason so far, I haven't noticed really anyone go after him or have success or even try him. So I don't want to jinx it yet. It might happen, but so far I feel like he's a cornerback with some potential. Jacob Robinson.
I didn't watch him. I was watching Luter, and Luter, they completed a couple passes on Luter, but he was right there. To be fair to him, Chase Lucas continued to just be a freak. That guy came out of nowhere this year. So yeah, I
But is
didn't
it
get a
like
watch.
not noticing a cornerback kind of like
It's a
I
good
mean, you
thing.
never noticed Namdi Asamoah or Revis. They just were left alone. Not that this guy's a shutdown corner.
Right. I want to
Yeah.
see. I'll focus in more on him.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to do too much of that. And then also in this game, I didn't really get a chance to focus on the O lineman, the rookie O lineman, the guard and the center that they had out there. But a lot of people are telling me they did really well. I just didn't. I can't. You can only watch so much in one
That's
sitting.
true. That's a good point. We should talk about them. Connor Colby, he's like might be starting at left guard now. He looks like he fits the Niners run game, but I don't think he can really anchor particularly well. I think that showed up in his college tape and the one-on-ones and in camp. Um, Drew Moss is interesting to me. I mean, as soon as we found out that he was dating Brock Lesnar's daughter, I think that should have been a sign that he has that dog in him. And I
Is that
think
really what's
yeah.
happened? That's a
Oh
fact.
yeah, absolutely. Uh-huh. Drew Moss. So he's got that dog in him. He's playing right guard, and he's very physical. He's interesting. He's like the Corey Kiner of the offensive line.
Well, if they end up getting married and having children, those are going to be some athletic ass kids because that
Yeah.
she is like a champ, like what is she, like Olympic discus or shot
Yeah.
putter or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, um, yeah, man. I'm excited. Honestly, if you think about all the rookies that we've haven't been able to see, and yet there's still a number of them that are impressing already without even seeing a ton of guys. I think that
Yeah.
speaks well to the
And
draft.
if you think that the Niners Super Bowl window is closed because it kind of sounds like they think it's closed, the reopening of it depends on these guys, these young guys. I mean, you've already paid Brock Purdy. You already know what you're going to get from Brock Purdy and Nick Bosa. And like, that's not really they're not going to give you more than what you're paying for. You can get it from these rookies, though, for the next few years. That's a big reason the Eagles are so good because after paying all those guys, now they have Jalen Carter and Cooper DeJean and other players on rookie deals. Dangerous Dave says, two of the greatest. I should be in the Bay next week. Let's get that lemonade, baby. Joseph Ernberg says, should we start to be worried about Stout's calf? Absolutely. Every day that, and what about Yeturgos Matos' knee? He hasn't practiced one time this offseason, not once. Is he going to pull Andre Dillard, get activated, practice twice, and go down? Or like, what's up with him? Does he matter?
I'm worried
Were you
about
able to
all
next to
these
Lombardi?
injuries. Yeah.
No, thank goodness I didn't have to. You guys see Lance with the QB2 job last night. We're going to talk about that. 92 million gets absolutely trucked by Genty. Oh, that was not the best offseason for Lenore, but that's still my guy.
Hey,
Not my
Lenore
guy.
had good coverage last night, man. And
He did.
I want people to like this bothers me a little bit about football where if you get trucked, like you suck or something. It's part of football, man. Like
Yeah.
every player in the NFL has been trucked. Everyone probably. So it happens, but his coverage was really good. I was impressed
You can
with his
see, though,
coverage.
why Salah wants to move him to the outside. Like, Stout's not going to get trucked there.
I mean, even Malik got trucked by Patrick Mahomes because he was off
That is
balance. Like
true.
he pulled off,
Yeah.
as he's crossing the end zone, didn't expect the contact. So it happens, but it doesn't mean like it's not like a big deal. I think Demo's coverage was great.
Dangerous Dave says, why Moody get more chances than first round Trey? That's a good question. Marcus Ralph says, tell Julian to stop watching Cyrax, please. Okay. Let's all chill. The Raiders secondary is horrible, says Lamont.